Hello and welcome to episode 38 of the Talk Nintendo podcast. I am one of your hosts, Casey Gibson, and alongside me tonight, as always, the one, the only, Perry Burkham.
The game is fun. The game is a battle. If it's not fun, why bother? If it's not a battle, where's the fun? It's a test that you pass or a quest that you fail. A race against time. Fun and battle always locked together. But the game is also something else. It's a journey, a passport to new worlds, maybe even an Odyssey.
I thought maybe he smoked a big old doobie before he did that, and he's just getting super...
a feel, an exploration.
You just go the whole spotlight.
Close your focus. And no, I'm just kidding.
Well, before we get into anything,
Reggie,
it is finally happened, dude. Bowser's Minions is coming to the 3DS as part of the Mario and Luigi Super Saga DX. The day we've all been waiting
DX,
for.
But yes.
Isn't it? Oh, is that just the code name?
That was the code name, yeah. Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga plus Bowser's Minions.
Oh, it is just plus? Well,
yeah.
I'm glad because Bowser's Minions, baby. Woo-wee.
Metroid Prime 4.
Casey was right. Yeah.
I can't believe it.
And
but
you know what the best news about that is?
Hold on, you were half right. You were half right though.
I just said Metroid. I kept it loose.
You said Retro was making it.
I did, but that's okay.
But no, that's okay. No, that's okay. You know what's great about that? I'm getting a freaking Metroid Prime 4 and a new retro game. That's unbelievable.
Casey doesn't have to give away a $50 eShop card. Yeah. I was like,
woo! Yeah, I can't really afford that right now. I'm going to go sell some plasma or something.
Yeah, god darn it.
Yes, I can't believe we went so long without saying Metroid Prime 4. I cannot believe that's actually happening.
I can.
I thought, can you believe they announced 2 freaking Metroid games today? That
was bonkers, dude.
I can't believe
hypeness. What hypeness? Especially, I mean, we're gonna give us a full rundown of Nintendo in third-party conferences, as well as a rundown of the Spotlight and touching on the Treehouse. But I couldn't. I don't know about you, but when they were like, "Okay, we're gonna announce a new game during the Spotlight," and you see Reggie out there with his new 2DS XL, I'm like, okay. This has to be Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, right?
That's exactly. I'm like, hey Joe, this is gonna be Mario and Luigi.
And then, wow.
And then I see I hear the soundtrack and I'm like, whoa, wait a second. And then I jumped up. I was standing up at that point, and I jumped up and down when I saw Metroid and giggled like a schoolgirl. I really did. It was. I'm not afraid to. Hey, wait. Didn't I say? Yeah. See, luckily I was at home. If I was driving in the car for some reason, in Metroid Prime 4, I would have stopped and got out of the car and put my hands up in the air.
Well, wouldn't you had to have laid down?
But yeah, yeah, we can actually post Metroid Prime. Dude, we should have posted that.
We could have had it. We could have had it.
But Metroid Return of Samus.
That game looks...
Is that it? Return of Samus?
Yeah, it is... I wrote it down in the show notes. I believe it's Return of... Samus Returns? Of course, now I can't find
Samus Returns.
Samus Returns, yep. I think the original...
is Return of Samus.
Yeah, I think...
Metroid 2. So this is a freaking awesome remake of Metroid 2, which means that's why they pulled that fan translation down, because people were just in disbelief that maybe that they were... doing something like this.
Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. But before we're going to get to Metroid.
Yeah.
How about we talk about Minecraft?
Actually, no. Actually, amazing news for Minecraft.
Yes, it shown up in the Microsoft conference. Can you believe that? The Switch in the Microsoft conference.
I know. Weird.
Really cool, though, the way they did it.
Yeah, so Minecraft is going to be cross play. Is this the realms? Is that or that's not the realms part? That's just it's going to be able you're going to be able to play with people that are playing on Xbox or PC
And iPad.
and iPad?
Yep. But not PlayStation.
Not PlayStation. What in the world is going on?
Dude, PlayStation, I think they're at a point where I think they don't think their poop stinks, if you will, you know? I guess they were asked about it. See if I could pull up the quote. I should have done it before. But pretty much they just gave some BS, like, you know, some sort of PR crap thing, you know? But, yeah, I don't know, man.
That's crazy.
Hey, no skin off our backs, man. I am super stoked that Nintendo is getting down with these things that years ago, you know, even 3-4 years ago, I think Nintendo would be like, cross-network? Yeah, no thank you. You know, like, we're going to keep our own. You know, we don't need anything muddying our waters. But it's a new day in Nintendo land, man. It is a new day.
I can't believe it. And I think even the bigger news is the Minecraft Realms also that's coming. It's your own world and it's always online. It's a private one. You can play for you and friends. So this is huge for Nintendo Switch owners, and I think it's for Wii U, right? Also, I think we didn't mention that either.
Yep. Yeah. I forgot to do that.
So, with Realms, I'm reading from their site. It's only people you can invite can join your world. So making it the safest way to play with friends, and you and up to 10 friends can play at the same time, and there's no limit on invites. And so it's a server. I think I heard someone saying that it's an infinite. You know, it doesn't have a limit on the on the size, on the space. And I think I don't under I heard someone say that, but then only the owner of a realm needs to pay. So the friends get to play for free. So really cool. That's amazing. So I think that's really pushing me to really want to get Minecraft, you know, for sure. But
it honestly makes. I mean, I'm not a huge Minecraft player. You know, I've dabbled in it a little bit here and there, but I've got to think this puts Switch pretty high up on like the best ways to play. Now, of course, you know, if you're looking at a PC or an Xbox, they're probably going to have better draw distance. But just the Switch is such a Minecraft seems like, especially if you get really into the building of the worlds and like building all these cool, intricate, you know, buildings and designs. It would be nice to be able to work on that on the go, you know, for people who take the train or the bus, you know, lunch breaks. It just seems like that would be the kind of game where it's like, oh, you know, I'm working on my city in, you know, Minecraft, and, you know, that hour to and from work would be perfect to chip away and put some time into it. So, and then now that you could do that and then go back home and have your friends who have an Xbox One jump into your game, it's pretty sweet. I mean, like I said, I probably
it's everyone's dream.
Yeah,
I think.
I probably won't be picking it up, but I'm super stoked for the people who are into it. And it's bravo Nintendo for getting that done. You know, I'm so
Yes.
and we're gonna talk a little bit more about cross-network play in a little bit, but I'm just so happy to see Nintendo, you know, just doing things that traditionally they might not have done in the past, to just better suit their players, man, and just any gamers in general. It's just better for the gamer, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think another which I'm sorry if you've mentioned this. I don't see it, but the Skyrim, you know, the Zelda Skyrim.
Oh yeah,
that's being published by Nintendo.
Yeah, that is bizarre. I think
which is so cool.
I think on Nintendo's website it still says that it's published by Bethesda for some reason. But yeah, okay. It's definitely published by Nintendo though, so I don't know why they haven't updated that.
So yeah, so this is shown off. It's motion controls with Joy-Cons, which looks really fun and cool. And then you can scan your Link amiibo in, and I don't know which ones are going to be. Hopefully, it's not just the Breath of the Wild ones.
Yeah, they showed the Breath of the Wild. I hope.
It'd be cool if like you scanned the Ocarina one and you get the Ocarina. Like that would be insane.
That would be
really
cool. But honestly, I would just be happy if any Link amiibo unlocked what was shown, and it doesn't necessarily have to be the like you said, the Breath of the Wild, because those have been going up in price. So if you don't have one, it's going to be probably pretty tough to get it, and I could see that being a huge draw, especially for new Switch owners, who might haven't been playing Nintendo and don't have a bunch of amiibo. They might want to be like, hey, I want to do that, and then all of a sudden they look at the price tag and they're like, geez.
Dude, what a packed year, man! With Skyrim coming out, which do you remember when that's?
They said holiday.
Or something?
Now,
holiday, okay.
Now, if you look at if you look at Nintendo's lineup, especially now that we know Mario is in the end of October, that leaves November open. I don't know if they would do a Skyrim in November, but it would make sense. First time Skyrim on a Nintendo platform. People love Skyrim, so. But yeah, that was it was nice to see it actually get a spot during their presentation, to actually get some airtime on their actual conference, unlike EA.
Isn't it so weird that when they showed Skyrim off in the first Switch montage, and then they're like, well, hold on, it's not necessarily coming. It's like, they knew it was coming to the system.
Yeah, I guess.
Why did they make it so muddy and annoying?
I think they didn't want to say it was the same version of previous Skyrims. I think Skyrim like HD had just come out somewhat recently. So I guess they didn't want to say it was that one because, with motion control added and amiibo functionality, it's definitely its own entity. You know what I mean? Like it is not just a lazy port. So maybe they just didn't.
I know. I just feel they could say that. They wouldn't say what they are, but they say this is definitely not a lazy port, and it's an exclusive version for the Switch. I think that's what they should have said.
Yeah, you know what? I guess maybe from
a lot more clear.
Maybe from their point of view, they were thinking like, oh well, we don't. Hey guys, it's not the same as the other ones, and our minds are like, oh crap, does that mean it's like a poopy version? But in reality, they were probably thinking like, no, it's got cool motion features, motion controls added as well, which is pretty nice. Hey, I just said, and that, it's not a poopy version, but it's nice that they have motion things added. So from their point of view, maybe they were just thinking like, oh, I don't want to confuse it with it being similar to that because it's better, but the fans sort of interpreted it the other way, like, oh god, it's something worse.
Right.
So, Nintendo, they always fumble something, so.
Right.
Now, this next game, FIFA, man, this wasn't shown during their presentation, but instead was a press release posted afterwards.
Speaking of fumbling a message.
Yeah, they, it turns out that it's actually good. It is running actually on its own engine. It is not like a 360 PS3 version. It's got its own, Switch version, so it's going to look better than those games. It includes the Ultimate Team, which a couple weeks ago I had said I saw something that sort of alluded to the fact it would not be included, but it is included.
That's awesome.
It runs at 1080p docked, so it's awesome. A good-looking game. Now
does the Xbox One version even do that?
Yeah, I don't know. I'd imagine,
probably runs at 900.
Yeah, I guess Xbox One, maybe not on the Xbox One X now, but that's another story. Now what's not included in this version of FIFA 2018 is the Journey mode, and the reason being is that Frostbite is the engine that FIFA 2018 runs on, but that's not what the Switch is going to be running on. So the Journey, I guess, is actually built up, ground up in the Frostbite engine. So any Frostbite engine, special mechanics or special anything with that associated with the Frostbite engine is not in the Switch version. So that's why the journey's not there. And I think they said something stupid like the crowd isn't, 3D models or like something, sort of that doesn't really matter. But otherwise, it seems like a pretty fully fledged experience that it has me interested.
Awesome.
So that, and then I believe in an interview, the one of the developers said that like the door wasn't closed that they could get Frostbite working on the Switch. So maybe if this game ends up doing well, maybe we can look forward to maybe 2019 being on Frostbite and being fully featured like all the other versions.
Very cool. And man, so it's funny because it's like with Minecraft and Skyrim. I mean, think about it: Minecraft, Skyrim, and FIFA. 3 of the biggest games of all time,
and very wide range of genres. So it like fills the sports role, which isn't usually associated with Nintendo. I mean, of course, the Mario sports game, but a more realistic simulation sports game.
Yeah,
Minecraft gives you that creator tool, and then Skyrim, one of the greatest open world games of all time. So. It's pretty cool diversity from third parties.
I mean, are you interested in Skyrim on Switch now?
Yes and no. I think honestly,
I'm like totally interested now.
I think for me that seems like a game that maybe for Christmas I might ask for, like a game I wouldn't personally buy, but like I would enjoy playing it. We also got to think Xenoblade 2 is probably going to release towards the end of the year if it does hit 2017. So those are two. I mean, they're different games for sure. One's open world and one's probably going to be more of a linear JRPG with some open world elements maybe. But yeah, those are going to be sort of conflicting for me. And of course I would go Xenoblade.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what kind of new information we get in Skyrim too. So
and then we got this great Ubisoft conference that. I mean, we knew obviously the one. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, Mario and Rabbids Battle Kingdom. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Mario plus Rabbids Battle Kingdom.
Yeah. This game looks really cool, really pretty. About what I thought it would be. I mean, it kind of looks. I mean, it's kind of like
Kingdom Battle. We screwed it up.
Kingdom Battle. There you go. It's kind of like Fire Emblem, like with grid base, and then kind of like Codename Steam too. It's a lot like Codename Steam because you walk around with your. It's weird. It's such a weird thing because you have this world and like you don't control Mario or anything. You control this like little
Trelio or something weird.
Something like
he
that.
looks like one of those self-cleaning vacuums you put on wood floors.
And he has rabbit ears. And anyway, you control that, and I don't think there's any jumping. So you're just like walking around like.
You could jump off of players. Did you see that?
I didn't.
You can set it up where, like, say, so pretty much, I've never played XCOM, but that's what a lot of people are comparing it to because, like, with Codename Steam. Well, did Codename Steam have like hard grid?
Yeah.
Okay, like so this game isn't really a grid at all. It's just more like, oh, this is your range of movement. You can go sit wherever you want, as long as it's in that box. Now, what you can do.
Well, no, there is a grid. There is a grid when you get into the battle.
Is there? It looked like when they were showing the gameplay, it was like an open air, like they would show you.
Yeah, like I know, but there are some parts where it shows where you can move, and it's a grid based, and you can like go. It was totally like Fire Emblem.
So maybe depending on
during the treehouse.
Yeah. Oh, see, I didn't get to catch the treehouse because I was heading home.
Yeah.
But you can launch off players. So if you can reach one of your teammates in your range of movement, you can jump off that player to like to move further down the battlefield. And they showed
cool.
some really cool combos of like jumping off one player to another player, and they launch you to a different area, and then you could flank the enemy from behind. And it looks like there's going to be some good depth involved probably
Yeah.
later, further you go into the game, maybe they'll start introducing new, more complex things. But the game, I mean, myself included, when you see Mario and Rabbids, you're like, that's weird. Rabbids are sort of, and admittedly, when I think of Rabbids, I'm like, ugh, I get turned off. I'm like, ugh. But
Oh,
really,
yeah. I mean, it's just like
it's misplaced.
used
You know what I mean?
Walmart discount bin.
Like,
yeah.
for me,
It's
it's
still
sort
weird.
of misplaced hatred or dislike. I shouldn't say hatred. I don't hate him, but because it's like I played, I think, the very first Rabbids game for Wii back in the day, and I remember enjoying it. And then I think it was just more so like they released so many of them. It was like, oh, like they must be crap, and it sort of got a negative condensation in my mind. I don't think that's the word, but whatever. But yeah, the game looks rad, man. Even the Rabbids, like during the trailers and stuff, it looked pretty funny. The little quips they had going on, like they got chuckles out of me.
Yep, it was good, and I loved the Donkey Kong Rabbid.
Oh my god, when he comes at it, yeah.
Big white guy.
I was like,
deformed.
that looks like a banana, and then all of a sudden he comes barreling in.
It's my man Donkey Kong, Rabbid style.
Too funny, man. It's funny how much Donkey Kong was alluded to this E3, despite there being no new Donkey Kong game.
Well, I know. Isn't that... Hey, Retro's game was not shown.
Yeah, I can't imagine it's Donkey Kong.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
I can't believe their stupid game hasn't been shown, although that's what I predicted.
You know what? I'm starting to think it is. I think it's a new IP, and it's going to be a 2018 holiday game, and they're thinking, we showed off a bunch of stuff this year, a bunch of stuff coming out next year. I think
There's so much.
I think they're going to wait till E3 next year, and it's going to be one of those, boom, check it out, this is what we've got, this is what we're working, and oh yeah, it comes out in November, and the hype level will be crazy, and then like, oh snap, we don't have to wait that long for it.
I could also see it being a huge in January. I think because that's kind of like the second E3 of the year, because it's kind of at the beginning.
Set the stage.
I could see them announcing it in January for the holiday or something, akin to like what they remember, like that huge 2013 thing where they showed off like Shin Megami, like the Fire Emblem game, and like the Woolly World, like 3 years before everything came out because they were desperate.
Yeah.
And so I think that
the state of emergency direct.
But I mean, I just think that the beginning of the year allows for that. I mean, like the beginning of this year was the announcement of the dang Switch.
Yeah, I could see them maybe teasing it like a very short teaser in a direct, and then like the full breakout, the full unveiling of the curtain, come E3.
Or they're like, oh, we disbanded Retro. Sorry you guys were thinking about them.
Yeah, Retro. We got rid of them.
We didn't think they could make any good games after Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze bombed.
Yeah. That was the pinnacle.
Nothing to do with the system.
But
But yeah, so
this next game was a huge surprise to me, and I think what's most surprising is it's a third-party, non-exclusive game coming to the Switch.
Yeah,
and that is Starlink Battle for Atlas. Battle for Atlas. A Toys to Life game in the year 2018.
Now, from Ubisoft. Yeah, I think it's cool. I mean, I think the concept is cool, but I have to admit something. I didn't really see anything. I only heard this part of Ubisoft, so I don't really know what kind of a game it is.
It's like a dog fighting, like you dogfight other ships, and it's like a space themed.
Well, I don't like dog fights.
That's inhumane.
Inhumane.
Yeah, I could speak well. Inhumane.
That's inhumane.
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks sort of like a No Man's Sky vibe, as far as the aesthetic goes.
Is it for kids though?
I don't know. It seems like it could be for both.
Okay.
I mean, it's like you're fighting other ships and ground units in like this space, and they've got like a bunch of different areas. But what's cool is I guess some sort of a dongle thing attaches to your controller, and your ship. You build your ship on that, and I guess you could like pop out certain guns like on your little ship, and then you could put in new guns, and that happens in game. So it seems like a pretty cool. Like I feel like with Toys to Life, it was like, oh, I had this figure, I'm gonna scan it in, and then I'm just gonna put it on the table. This seems like almost like, hey, that's my ship, and maybe you could sort of have some sort of attachment and like owning, like that's mine. Like I've got I play with this in game, and I've got my little physical ship here as well. I mean, I don't know. It's I think they said 2018, so it's sort of like oh wow, like I think it was like late 2018 also. So it's like we've got some time to this game actually hits the shelves. But I mean, it looks interesting. Like I said, I think for me the coolest part was just like a non-exclusive third-party game.
Yeah, I mean, it is cool that, I mean, we only saw Just Dance, from Ubisoft, right? From at Switch launch, and usually, last time they were kind of all over the Wii U.
Yeah, they're usually
and the Wii.
They've there, supported,
but they're always good supporters. I remember they brought
they were Zombie U,
Watch
right?
Dogs and Assassin's Creed, and
wasn't Zombie U Ubisoft?
Splinter Cell to the Wii U, and I just hope that they bring a lot of their franchises to Switch. So we'll see what happens.
Well, it seems like they have a pretty good working relationship. It was actually really cool. They had Miyamoto come out during the Rabbids introduction.
And Miyamoto's like, I have Rabbids on my desk.
Yeah, I was like, no, you don't.
You don't.
He's like, I have Rabbids in my trash can.
yeah. It's around my desk area.
But what was
in my
well,
I have. If he would have said that.
What was really cool was that they showed the creative director, and he had tears in his eyes, just so happy to be shown the game off and have Miyamoto up there. And then I read an article, I tweeted it out, I don't remember exactly where it was, but an interview with him, and he was just like, yeah, Miyamoto was my hero, I look up to him, that's why I'm in game development. And then to be able to work on a project, I don't want to say maybe not with him completely, but, with him overlooking, and, obviously they, worked together at some point over the course of this. So I thought that was a pretty cool story. And also, Grant Kirkhope is the composer, and he worked, from Rareware back in the day, like Banjo-Kazooie's and Viva Pinata and all those games. So, hopefully we got a pretty cool soundtrack to boot with it.
Yeah, he's amazing. Yeah,
and
sure.
I was talking about Mario and Rabbids for those. I know we sort of were talking about Starlink, and then sort of jumped back.
Right.
But
right. Sorry.
Yeah, pretty cool to see. Like I said,
Ubisoft.
I think the Switch was sort of mentioned in every single conference except for Sony. I guess it wasn't technically shown or talked about at the EA, but shortly after, it had the press release. But, it showed up in Bethesda, Microsoft, Ubisoft. Pretty cool to...
I think it was the best parts of each.
Yeah, for me at least. So pretty cool to see the Switch doing well and being represented at not just Nintendo like we've come accustomed to.
I'm saying Minecraft, FIFA, and Skyrim, if they can get Grand Theft Auto 5, my goodness, like that would be,
Yeah,
they're on the right track. Like they had Minecraft out like a couple months after it was released, That's really good. So they need to keep it up.
That would be a huge get. Honestly, I don't see Grand Theft Auto 5 happening, but
how do you not see that? They made one for DS.
Yeah,
Like I could totally see them making the either the original PS3
yeah, just
Xbox
port those
version
over.
or and it would be the same thing like the FIFA thing or the Skyrim thing.
Oh no,
Where it's upgraded some features and some not. I could totally see it.
I hope so. I hope so. But
I think the time to see it would have been now. So
yeah, I guess. But that, you know what, I think a big part of GTA 5 is the online. You know, GTA 5 online is huge, so maybe that might sort of damper things, at least until maybe we see, you know, Nintendo's infrastructure on that, and
right.
maybe who knows, maybe that could be like oh hey, we're ready to launch the service, and guess what, we're bringing GTA 5 over online, you know, boom.
No, I could see it now, because it's just like, it's like seeing Skyrim. That is crazy. Skyrim with Zelda, that is even more crazy. And then it's like, you know, if anything, maybe we get Fallout 4, you know, with the Skyrim being a huge success, which I think it very well could be. So
yeah. Well,
so that was all the third-party stuff, right?
Yes. I was thinking, why don't we take a quick little breather, and then when we come back, we're gonna get, you know, knee deep in all this goodness.
Sounds good.
Yeehaw!
Welcome back, and we just finished talking about our third-party E3 experience, and now it's time to talk about the Nintendo Spotlight that happened earlier this morning. And it opened up with a montage of games, like every every well-prepared video should for E3.
And it wasn't a montage of indies, which was surprising.
Right.
Nope.
It was, I mean, yeah. Like, well, let's go through them.
Yeah. So they started out with some known quantities, such as ARMS, Pokken, FIFA, and Splatoon 2. And, you know, those are all great, but, you know, those are games that we know about.
I love the guys playing soccer and then, like, standing up with FIFA on the bench with Joy-Cons, looking at the tiny screen playing FIFA together. I couldn't even, like, even on my screen from that point of view, close, it's like I could barely make out the players.
It harkens back to the basketball underneath the overpass or whatever during the presentation.
Yes, perfect.
But and then all of a sudden we see a couple of cars drive up, and you're like, what the heck? And then boom, Rocket League. That's that.
Yes.
Great, dude. I couldn't believe it.
I knew that was gonna be coming. I knew it.
I was stoked to see that, and I feel like that sort of was a good way to really start out the spotlight. Like, give us games that are all coming soon, and then throw in like a pretty big announcement. Like, I know it's an indie game, but to me it sort of has like transcended the indie title to a game. You know, like that is a legitimate game, and it's almost become like a platform. Because they keep adding new content to this game, you know, new game modes, and
isn't it cross-platform too?
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna mostly go in order for this, but let's just talk about Rocket League now. They showed it early and they broke it down a little later, but yes, this is gonna be cross-network.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that.
You know what? I think
it is weird.
I think though, if you don't include Rocket League in that montage, it becomes like,
really
oh,
boring.
like, okay, you know, like, just by adding that one game into that montage, that made it, for me, exciting. All multiplayer, competitive experiences. Just sort of Nintendo doubling down on, I don't know if you want to call it esports, because some of them are, you know, to me, you know, like, I guess FIFA is an esport, but to me that's a sport game, you know. But multiplayer competitive games on the Switch. That I feel like that's
Yes.
what they're trying to drive home. Like on the
And it's
Switch,
gonna be so perfect.
multiplayer games, man, and yeah, crossplay. Again, I believe it's with PC, Xbox, not PlayStation again. No PlayStation. So if you own a Sony PlayStation, you're going to be playing with just yourself. You loser. No, I'm just kidding. I've got a PS4. Actually, I own Rocket League on PS4, but I will buy it and play it on the Switch.
Awesome. I can't wait to see more games that we can play together, man. It'll be so much fun.
This would be a really, really fun like game night, maybe try and get like a Talk Nintendo game night going on.
It's going to be. Yeah.
Now they also said exclusive cars and content coming to the Switch version, and
sweet.
I know they already said
Wario's car.
Because maybe, dude, I know you can decorate your cars too, like put hats and flags and stuff on them. So they've already confirmed Mario and Luigi hats for your cars.
Oh yes, give me a Wario hat, baby.
I hope so, man. And this is coming holiday 2017. So this is going to be, I think, a big game. I'm excited, dude. I'm excited.
This year, man, is so freaking packed.
And
this year.
Now, I don't want to toot my own horn too much here, but I believe that's going to net me 3 points in our predictions. But we'll get to that in a little bit.
Yeah. Did you? Yeah.
Yeah, I predicted Rocket League.
You did, okay. I was listening. I thought that was you.
Yep. Yes, sir.
I knew someone did. Good job, buddy. And that was a really good prediction. And giddy up. Now, next up, though, after the montage, I mean, we don't need to talk about ARMS or Pokken or
yeah, those are all pretty known quantities, yeah.
They talked about Xenoblade 2. They showed a new trailer for it, and it really looks a lot like Xenoblade, like the first one. I mean, it really did remind me a lot.
Which is a good thing in my book.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, I think most people's books, I think. Not that people, like, hate the second one, but I think they like the first one better. I think that's just a general...
Yeah.
Probably, but yeah, it looks great. It's gonna be coming out holiday this year. They reconfirmed it for this year.
They're doubling down. They're doubling down. Yep, holiday.
No, wait. I guess you guessed. You guessed like February, right?
Yeah, I guessed a delay.
Yeah. Well, Alex wins.
Yeah, but he's a loser. So no, I'm just kidding, Alex. No, I think it looks great. I know a big complaint with Xenoblade games have been the character models just not looking good. Like the world and environments look so beautiful, vast, huge, very colorful. It makes you wish you could be in those environments. But then the characters sort of you look at them and they're. I think people for Xenoblade Chronicles, it was like they look like an oatmeal cookie, like their face, it's all like weird and distorted. So I think
I never understood that. I guess I wasn't with those. I understand what they're saying, I guess, but I never thought it looked that bad.
I never thought it looked like horrible,
3DS.
but they certainly didn't look good. Especially when you compare it to how beautiful the world is.
Yeah.
Like, that was definitely the weak spot,
That was probably why I didn't notice it, is because the world wasn't as pretty on the 3DS.
Yeah, maybe it was just all muddled.
And I think the characters probably looked a lot better than,
yeah, because everything else sort of...
Than the world did, so... Oh, but yeah, looks great. Confirmed this year. Now... Did you want to say anything else about it?
I was just going to say I love the new character design, the direction they went with the characters. I guess it's sort of anime-esque, but to me, I think just making it more simplistic like that makes it just... when you look at that game, you don't look at the characters and get distracted. You see the characters, they're great, and then you see that beautiful world, so...
Yep, and I just hope that gameplay is just like the first one. Now, did they talk about the Monado or anything?
No, but that girl that was in the trailer, she is your sword, or is a sword of some sort.
Right.
So I think that's gonna be. Oh my god! I think that's gonna be like a pretty big story element.
Mm-hmm.
And I was listening to a tiny little bit of Easy Allies discussion on it, and they were thinking that maybe like all of your party members are like swords of some sort. You know what I mean? Like you find new ones as like you explore the land. So I don't know if that's 100% true.
Or like different weapons.
Yeah, like different weapons, but they also have like a human form of some sort. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah,
but
that might be kind of a fun thing.
I mean, Monolith Soft is
Get back in your sheath.
yeah. I didn't take you out, you dirty bass. But yeah. So I mean, like you said, they doubled down on 2017. So I hope that is the truth.
And speaking of doubling down in 2017, this next 2018 game that came out of nowhere, right? This was one of the big weird out of nowhere, but totally not surprising games.
Especially how they rolled this one out with like the first like 5-10 seconds of the trailer really sort of leaves you scratching your head like where are they going with this?
Yeah, I forgot what they said. It's something, and then he likes to inhale a lot or something.
Stone cold hero with an insatiable appetite.
And all of a sudden, then the screen was like,
yeah,
boom, Kirby.
Yeah, Kirby, 2018. This was it looked like a 4-player game, but maybe not. It looked gorgeous.
It is. It's a co-op game.
But you can also like throw a heart to enemies and make them your co-op players.
Yeah,
I think.
Yes. Now, yeah. They showed during the trailer it was you'd throw like a heart at them and then they'd be your teammates. Now I don't know for when it's co-op multiplayer if that's going to be like, oh, you need to throw a heart at them and then they become your partner and then someone can take over that, or if it would just be like, okay, you're just going to start with 2 or 3 or 4 people. Probably just start with them, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
But
I feel like this could be cool, and it looks gorgeous, but I don't know. Kirby games there's just something about them that just totally doesn't appeal to me. But I don't know. What do you think?
It's probably because they're just so darn easy most of the time. Like they look great,
yeah.
But it's really just like going through the motions kind of game. A couple of the power-ups looked pretty cool. Like you could combine different power-ups together, and I think that could be pretty interesting to keep it fresh. I saw at one point like you'd have one of your people light a fuse, and it would go down to like a big stack of like barrels that need to blow up for you to get past. But there's a pipe with a water flowing, and it runs over the fuse. So what you need to do is you gotta have your other Kirby go over there, pop the umbrella to block the water flow so that the spark could go through. I would love to see different ideas played around with that, especially if they get some like, all right, you're gonna need all your Kirby's, 4 different power-ups to get through this section. I think could bring some really cool, clever ideas, and I hope they run away with that. I hope they don't hold anything back.
Yeah. To quote Reggie, if it's not a battle, where's the fun?
Where is it, Perry? Where is that fun?
Exactly. I think it could be in the next game that they randomly came out of nowhere. Well, kind of. I guess I was gonna shoot over it, but never mind. We'll talk more about that. But then they started showing the Pokemon guy. Hey, we are making a Pokemon game. And that's about it. Took up a good couple minutes.
Yeah, they came out at first and they reiterated the Pokken, and I'm like, oh, are they wasting a couple of these precious 25 minutes where we were allotted on freaking Pokken right now? But
I know.
Yeah, but then they announced a core RPG for the Switch. Now, do you think this was a little reactionary to the lack of Pokemon Switch news
No,
last week?
I think this video was made way before.
See, I could see it being a little bit of a reactionary thing because it was just him sitting at his desk like like I swear like that was recorded like
Jeff, hurry up and grab a camera. I'll make something.
That was like 15 minutes before the direct. They're like, hurry! Just tell them they're working on it. but
we are making an RPG.
but we haven't. Just tell them we are.
Just but we're not. Just exactly.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, people were upset.
I'm supposed to record this at my desk. Or do you want me to? No, we don't have time for that.
Yeah, I've got no powder on my nose. I mean, he said it might take over a year, so I think, at earliest you're probably talking 2018 holiday, if you're lucky. I don't know. I don't know.
I think I think it'll be next. Yep, I bet it will. If it's not, it'll be holiday 2019.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a holiday game because it.
Yeah, they always are.
Granted, they could totally release, a Pokemon game, at any time, and it would sell like gangbusters. But of course, they're going to want to, line it up for when's smartest for them, and that's going to be the holiday, because that's going to push units like crazy.
But after that,
the greatest 30 seconds of all history.
And what's so fun? What's so funny? I'm sitting at home writing down, trying to get the freaking Xenoblade article up on the site, and I'm just like, oh, I don't care about you. Okay, good. I can talk. I can try to get this article up, and then I'm posting stuff and I'm writing stuff, and I look up and and I see freaking Metroid Prime 4 on the screen, and I'm like I totally did like a double take. Like I was like, I Metroid Prime 4, and then DK what? Like what? And then it was just like, but I was so like stunned because I just didn't see it coming. I didn't hear the music really. Like I did, but I wasn't thinking about it because I was trying to get something else done. So it totally caught me off guard.
Dude, I couldn't.
I can't. How was it over with you guys?
Well, we had it was 5 of us, including myself, and we were watching a laptop connected to a TV, so the volume wasn't super duper loud. So like, I rewatched it, a couple times afterwards. But so at the time, like you couldn't really hear when that music starts to key, and you're just sort of like, well, what's this? And you're like, oh shoot, like here it comes, like. And it was like
4,
and everyone's like, no, is this it? Then you see 4, and you're like, oh, this is it. And then all of a sudden, boom,
like,
Metroid. Oh,
Metroid Prime 4.
There was screams to be had.
Oh man,
we were jacked up, dude. We were jacked up.
It is. I've said this before. If I could have anything ever, it would be Metroid Prime 4. It's like, that's like the go-to dream game, right? Like, without thinking creatively for a new IP or a new thing, it's like any sequel out of all the sequels, Metroid Prime 4, that's what I want. And they're making it, and apparently Japan is making it.
Yes, a new team,
which is
right?
So weird. I don't really know. I mean, is that what you heard?
Yeah, I heard it was like I heard Kyoto, and it was like a new internal team. I'm blanking on who they said was leading the bunch. Let's see, Tanabe. Let's see. The game's fact sheet says that its development is being led by Metroid Prime series producer Kensuke. I probably butchered that. Tanabe with a talented new development team. So it's not. Yeah. So it's not Retro Studios, but hey, if Tanabe is going to be, if he's going to be leading it. I have faith. I have faith that this is going to turn out good. Now, here's the thing. I don't think this game's going to come out till 2019. I think.
Yeah, me too.
I think this was like we're gonna get it out there. I
think it'll be summer 2019.
Yeah, that would be. I feel like it could obviously be a really good holiday game. But I could see that being like a good, like, that's the summer game to play. Yes. You know what I mean? That's the game.
Like, to cool you down.
Woo!
But it's like...
But all it's do is making me hot.
Okay, so right now... Yes. Okay, now I want to talk about Metroid Samus Returns, okay? I mean, let's just loop this in here. They announced another one, okay? I have a point to make because I was just thinking.
They announced 2 Metroid games in the year 2017.
two legitimate freaking Metroid games. A Prime and a side-scrolling Metroid game.
And and probably one of the Nintendo's most needed remakes.
Now, yes. Now, I tell you this. If they would have freaking told us this last year, then Federation Force would have been so different. The what am I looking for?
The reaction
acceptance of that game. The reaction.
Well,
no one would have cared.
I actually have a question for you. Now, do you think they felt a need to announce Metroid Prime 4? Because obviously, it's very early. You know, they didn't literally all they showed was a logo. So you have to assume this game is in the very early stages of development. Do you think, after sort of how the 3DS Pokemon situation went when there was no new Pokemon mainline game announced for Switch, that they sort of felt their hands were sort of forced here, in the sense that if we announce a Metroid Samus Returns game for the 3DS, people are going to be happy that you got a Metroid game, but the first question that's going to be asked is, why not a Switch game? Where's our Switch Metroid game? Like, why isn't this on the Switch? You know?
Yes.
So I
think it all goes hand in hand. I think it's a great point. I think they had to. Yes.
Do you think? Because I think people would have been pissed. I think, like I said, I think if let's say they didn't announce 4, I think the initial reaction is, oh my God, Metroid, like, yes. But then the very next thought is, why not? And then ultimately, I think people would be happy in the sense that, like, you know, Metroid 2 needed a remake.
Yeah.
This game looks cool. But I still think the underlying thing would have been like, but why not the Switch? So right. I think their hand was forced
like that
a little.
already. I mean, correct. I mean, I'm wondering if you feel the same, but I kind of am like, I wish it was on Switch, like the Metroid Samus Return.
Yeah, I mean,
but I loved how they talked about the use of 3D. It's like I'm living in a fantasy world right now, where a brand new side-scrolling Metroid game for 3DS with stereoscopic 3D is announced. And it's crazy, you know? So, and I think that's a great point. I think, you know, just that you're right. I think they need to cover their bases. And it's like right now, I'm a person, I love living in anticipation. I know a lot of people don't. Or maybe, I don't know why they wouldn't, but it's like it's reassuring knowing that it's coming. If I know it's coming, then I feel great about it.
Yeah, you cannot worry. Like, oh, now I'm just going to get hyped up for this thing instead of...
I'm just glad you're freaking making it, because last we heard, there is no Metroid game in development. They said that.
Well, you know, they can't blow their secrets. Now, you said you wish that Metroid Samus Returns was coming out for the Switch. I tell you what, I'm stoked that it's coming out in the 3DS, and you know why?
No, I'm just saying that was a little thought I had.
No doubt. But you know what? I just... That bottom screen with the map. Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh.
I know. We talked about this on the podcast about how there was no Metroid game to make use of that bottom screen. No side-scrolling Metroid game. And that's going to be a game changer.
It really is. It really is.
Yes. Yeah, you are right. And that's what I was thinking about too. And I know, man, 3D and now it's like the 3DS looks like the Metroid machine.
And you know what's funny?
What?
That game comes out in 3 months. You will be playing that game in 3 months.
I have it pre-ordered, baby. Limited edition or whatever it's called.
Thanks for getting me one, you big old bag of jerks.
I
No,
literally... I seriously, I ordered it. I texted you because it's like because I didn't know if you wanted it. Like, because I know you're not huge on Metroid games. You know?
No,
like,
I'm definitely definitely gonna get in on that.
I hadn't been able to talk to you about it, so I was just like, is he even like really super interested in it? You know? And I was gonna buy it for you, but we put it in the cart and did the stupid. There was an error processing.
No, like I said, it hasn't gone up on on Amazon yet, so I'm sure that it will.
I know that the normal version is.
Well, I don't want no normal version.
I know, man. I know. Oh.
No, but that comes
yes.
out on September 15th. So, dude, the 3DS is not dead. It is alive and well.
It's thriving more than ever.
Dude, yeah, this year's
think
lineup
about
for the 3DS, dude, is pretty bumping considering the Switch lineup is even better.
It's insane.
This has
So we'll do a summary of everything. We should line everything up actually.
Let's do that after we
dates.
go through.
Yeah. Yep.
But
So
yes.
After the freaking Metroid Prime 4, I can't believe that's real. Everyone lay on the ground. They announced a brand new Yoshi game, and now this was weird to me. And to be honest, I am not very excited about this. Just to be honest, I think it's cool. I wish that it's from Goodfeel. It looks exactly like Woolly World, except for without the wool.
I think it's felty. I think is sort of the Yoshis look like they might be felt.
I tell you what though, I would love it if it was just called Yoshi. I think that'd be kind of cool. But anyway, that's just the code.
They should just name it Yoshi's Cookie.
Yeah. Yoshi's chocolate chip cookie.
Yeah. No, I you know what? It's one of those.
This is from Goodfeel.
It's one of those games, sort of like Kirby, that it's like I'm not super excited about it right now. But I think leading up to it, I will. I loved Woolly World. And Goodfeel. I feel like they're hitting their stride. You know, like I think this game's gonna be good. They had some cool.
So,
yes.
I was just gonna say, a good analogy. It's kind of like when Retro said that Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze was coming out, and it's just kind of like I love Donkey Kong Country, but I just was not wanting another one at this moment. And I really was like looking forward to like, oh, they're going back to Metroid, baby. And it's like, oh, and so with Goodfeel, it's like, oh, Shake It, Wario Land, Shake It, Kirby's Epic Yarn, Yoshi's Woolly World, vastly different, cool takes. What franchise are they gonna take on next? Oh, it's another game that looks exactly like Yoshi, bitch. And that was probably my least favorite of the bunch. So
Understandable.
Which I'm just saying my opinion. And
no, without a doubt.
I think it's cool you can play as two Yoshis. I mean, you know, like before that, and which will make sense with the Joy-Cons and stuff. And I'm not writing it off at all. I just was like, it was almost just like Kirby. But obviously, I'm more excited for this because Yoshi's. I like that gameplay a little more. But
what's cool, I thought, was that they were working the foreground and the background. You know, with shooting your egg with things that were closer up in the screen, and then you could also shoot in the back.
Really cool. That was really close to the screen.
And then they also said that you're going to be able to flip the world. So every stage is going to have like your standard run through, and then you could flip it, and then there's going to be like a different take on that same level. So
it's kind of like Wario.
So that's sort of interesting, and yeah, I mean, like I said, it's one of those games that right now, it's just called Yoshi. You know, same with Kirby. It's just called Kirby. They showed us some little cool gameplay things that to look cool to me, and put it on the back burner. I'm excited to see things down the road, but it didn't get me so hyped up that I'm dying to play it. But like I said, I like Feel Good. I really enjoyed the last Yoshi game. I'm definitely more excited for Yoshi than I am for Kirby, without a doubt. Like you said, I think it just speaks more to me than Kirby does. But
now, do you? And I don't know if you have any more info on this, but I mean, is it possible that this is a different team at Goodfeel?
That
maybe
I don't
like
know.
an apprentice type thing, that they're working because it's obviously built on the same engine and everything. Tons of assets reused from Woolly World, or reused and edited, But I mean, which I'm not saying is a bad thing. I think it's really cool, but it's just like, man, I wanted them to do like Donkey Kong, I wanted them to do something, one of the other, Wario, Return to Wario even. It's been so long, or any of those would have been cool. But
looking
we'll see.
at their past games and the at which point they came out. I don't think they have more than one team.
Okay.
You've got Woolly World
they
in
just did the
2015.
3DS one, you know?
Yeah.
So-
Then they worked on some Street Pass games, and they did Poochie, Poochie and Yoshi's Woolly World. Before that was they worked on Dream Team's Giant Battles. So it seems like there's sort of a one game / maybe we help out, do some more smaller games. But I doubt they would take like a full Yoshi game as well as, another big IP. So I'd imagine they're going to have their best people working on it.
It's a big push for Yosh.
Hey, man, the Yoshi's in.
Greg Leahy should be happy.
Yeah, we talked to Greg a little bit before on the RFN live stream.
What'd he say about it?
He seemed interested. Yeah, not so much like, oh my god, jumping over the moon for it, but
yeah, cool. We'll just see how it comes. I think anything after Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little
seriously, how are you gonna follow that? Here's a new Yoshi game. Like, you know what I mean? It's
poor Goodfeel. Like, how do we get stuck with being the game after Metroid Prime 4? It's like, come on. Now, chug-a-lugging right along, we get into a little bit of that good old. I always want to say Hyrule Warriors, but it is Fire Emblem Warriors.
Even though you wrote Heroes in the notes.
Yeah, and it's funny. I actually wrote Heroes on my written notes as well.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I mean it's a Muso game. It's more hack and slash goodness. They said fall 2017. The Japanese release date is the 29th of September. So I could see that being. I could see it around that. They're gonna want to get it out before Mario. That's for sure. I don't think they're going to compete, unless if they hold it back and they do a November release for it.
I mean, isn't this crazy that like I didn't even think of this game on my radar for Switch this year. So this is one of those holiday games, which is just crazy. But yeah, this is one of the. I took pretty extensive notes on this on the Treehouse Live playthrough, and I wrote an article for the site. So if you missed that, it's pretty thorough. It basically says everything they said. Condensed down into like an article. But there's new characters. There's a new mode called Coliseum mode. And it's like an arena-like mode, where you like the main hook is where you fight people like one-on-one, and there's still waves of enemies, but like the focus is like one-on-one battles, and it just showed a bunch of. It was cool. I mean, there's a lot of Fire Emblem love for the game, just like Zelda love, for Hyrule Warriors.
That fanfare.
No, totally. Full voice acted, which I think is becoming that cool Fire Emblem thing. It's not everything. They made a point to say like not everything is like Echoes. They even said that, but
most of it
they
in
wanted
Echoes,
to.
Yeah.
They said that the characters are really important for Fire Emblem. So that's what helped. The voice acting is what helps, live up to that standard of that for this game. But also, it's really cool. Like on the map screen, the characters are little sprites.
Yeah, I saw that. Yep.
The thing, and then when you're playing and there's a level up, it'll stop and do the level up screen with like the +1, +1, +1. Ding ding ding.
Yeah,
ding,
I saw
ding.
that as well.
Which is really fun.
That looks cool.
Yeah. So it looks. I mean, it really. Other than that, it is just like any other Warriors game. It's just like Hyrule Warriors. I mean, it really is with Fire Emblem characters. So, Switch makes it really, really tempting. Having that best, having that take it on the go and play it on the TV, best of both worlds. They also talked about how you can do the there's the weapon triangle system too.
Oh, rad.
From Fire Emblem 2, and they also talked about how you can like assign orders to anyone on your map,
I think that's
so
huge.
hopefully that's touchscreen. You know, I think that'd be cool for when you're in portable. Hopefully you can do that on touchscreen because that would be so cool.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That would be. Yeah.
They also announced some amiibo, didn't they?
Yes. At the very end, they announced 2 new Fire Emblem amiibo, Crom and Tiki.
Yep, Tiki,
Which
the little
Crom,
dragon.
Heck yeah, Crom amiibo. That's awesome. And then I don't know who Tiki is. Do I? Or is that from
she turns into a dragon.
Awakening?
I believe that's Awakening.
Yeah. When you just said that, now I remember. But super colorful, like pink and stuff. And they didn't say anything really about what they do. And they didn't even. The only thing they said was it's compatible with this game. And that it's gonna launch autumn 2017. So.
Yeah, I think that might be a game I pick up depending on what's out around it. Like you said, I feel. I mean, I love Fire Emblem. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, like you said, it's another Muso game. You know what you're getting yourself into.
Right.
But
right.
I could see myself probably picking that one up just because
like I said,
I'm a big fat
it's on
sucker.
The Switch. Well, it's on the Switch.
Yeah.
It's a perfect Switch game, So, yeah.
Now, this next game we know a little bit about, Zelda. No, Anuma came out and he talked a little Skyrim, which they touched on, and how the amiibo works and all that. Then they touched on the DLC packs, and they just sort of recapped DLC Pack 1, and that's got a June 30th release date. And then they went into DLC Pack number 2, and this is the story pack.
The Champions Ballad expansion pass.
Yes, that's about the only information we got. Aside from that, we can now buy all of the heroes or champions in amiibo form, which look great.
Oh man, that Daruk looks so rad. All of them look awesome.
I think they a missed opportunity. I think it could have been big if they had gone, okay, let's talk about, just get into the DLC story pack. Let's talk about it. I think, what they showed was interesting and sort of left it open-ended, but like, okay, it's going to deal with these, the champions. I wish they went a little deeper into it, but I think they should have, I think they should have afterward have been like, and guess what, guys? DLC Pack 1 releases right now. Like, make sure to go pre-order, because then people would look and be like, oh, wow, that story mode looks ballin', and I can do this, and I'm going to get DLC Pack 1 number 1 now. Let's go, And like, I would have hands down, if they released the first pack today, I would have thrown down 20. I would have been like, all right, it's time.
Yep.
But
yeah, it is coming in 2 weeks. Not too far off, which is fun. And that new Trial of the Sword. Oh, dude, I'm all over that because that's like the what's the island?
Oh yeah, yeah, that one little island where it's like.
Is that what it's called?
Isn't that
Or is that from Wind Waker?
I think that's Wind Waker, but no, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, and that island where it strips you of everything, and it's like the best shrine ever, and this is what it is, and so, and then like it shows like the master mode looks sweet too, like with the golden Lionel, heck yeah, and then like bokoblins like floating on balloons on a platform, like
yeah, oh yeah, that was cool.
So, like I love that. I just think, man, like this game, man. Like I said, I was playing it like for like a couple hours this morning. It's so good.
Dude, Justin Berube is going for all 900 Kuroks. And
so am I.
He's at 600, I think he said, or like 650.
Wow.
I think he said he's put in over 200 hours. And Breath of the Wild is the only game he's played for his Switch.
That's funny.
That is funny. Now, then they went to talk on about Rabbids, which we talked about a little earlier. It was just a quick little, hey, Rabbids is a thing. Here it is.
Yeah.
Go buy it.
Okay, thank you.
Then,
and then they did have that right after on the Treehouse Live.
Yep.
So.
And then they got into Rocket League, which again we sort of we talked about that a little bit earlier, so that we won't go into that. But now, the meat and potatoes of this spotlight. And why don't you lead us off here?
Yeah, Wow. Mario Odyssey. It's Super Mario Odyssey, correct? I'm assuming.
Yep, Super Mario Odyssey.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, here's the thing. I haven't seen a ton of this, like, as with full attention, but oh man, this game looks amazing. The hat, which is, I believe the name is Cappy.
Yeah. How funny is that?
Amazing. And you like possess things, like tons of different, like you could you take your hat and throw it on like a Bullet Bill and turn into Bullet Bill Mario.
It's amazing.
And then and did you see them at all playing this game? Like the kind of things that you do?
I didn't really get to see too much of the direct, but I mean, the game looks so good, dude.
It looks huge, and man, is that song weird, and man, is this game weird.
Oh, so weird, but like in such a good way. Like I know a lot of people, it was so jarring to see, and especially you, I remember, was like, it's so jarring to see Mario in like a realistic setting. But that was before you even knew you could take over one of the humans. How do you feel now?
See, I don't know. I don't know how I feel. It's that jump rope culture shock, man. It's so weird.
I think that's what's amazing about it, though. Now let me ask you. They start this trailer here, and to me at first I'm like, it looks sort of like Xenoblade again. And then they show this dinosaur, and I'm thinking like, oh, is this? Oh, cool. Are we getting Monster Hunter? Like they're gonna give us a nice little Monster Hunter rundown, and then boom, a little Mario hat, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh snap! It's Odyssey. Were you fooled as well?
Yes. I didn't know what the heck was going on, and it just added to the madness of what this weird game is. Weird, huge T-Rex stomping around in this bright colored. It's just so weird.
And you could take over the dinosaur. Oh my god.
Yes, and everyone wears hats.
Yeah. That's the theme. Dude, the little football Mario, he's all decked out in his football garb. Now, this game looks
he's
great,
riding,
dude.
riding the scooter.
Dude.
And the Shy Guys and like the sombreros and stuff.
Dude, I love the aesthetic of that town. Like the mariachi band, like, hey, I have to go collect the coins. And now I did see that each different world has like their own collectible coin. And it looks like there's 100 in each one that you can collect up to.
Dude, the guys were there's like that Tim Burton world.
Dude.
But watching the Treehouse, I was watching these and just huge. And they were talking about how huge the game is, which was just like hearing that kind of stuff, seeing him throw a hat onto a Goomba and then that Goomba getting a mustache.
It's so Nintendo, dude. It's so good.
You can throw your hat at a lava coming out, and the hat gets on the lava and a mustache forms, and you turn into lava.
Or the electric current Mario.
Yes, and you collect moons.
Moon get, dude.
Woo, baby.
And did you see Pauline is the mayor from the original Donkey Kong? Remember?
I did not see that.
Pauline is the freaking mayor of New Donk City, bruh. I think
she's singing.
Yeah, I think that's her singing too, which is interesting to hear like vocals like that.
Pauline is the mayor of New Donk City.
Dude, how good is that, dude?
It's basically, I mean, you put Waluigi as like her secretary, and it's like my dream.
Oh man! Now a few things I noticed: no fall damage when they were jumping off those super tall buildings and you hit the ground. No fall damage. No lives anymore. You just lose coins if you die. What else? I love that, like, the Bowser and Peach and Mario all in, like, those white tux and white dress. I think, like, the amiibo looks sharp.
And they made Super Mario series amiibo of them.
Dude, it looks sharp, dude.
Wedding out. It's so weird. What is the deal? What is it? Like, why?
You gotta stop the wedding, man.
Dude, and the 2D sections.
You beat me to it. I was just about to mention that.
Oh, go ahead.
No. Yep, take it up.
Well, man, I mean, like, they'll be. I mean, what does he throw his hat at the wall?
Well, no,
or something. And then,
the one segment, there's the pipe that goes into the wall.
Yeah, and it's totally like Link Between Worlds.
Yep, totally, dude.
But it's such a smart idea because it turns into a like 8-bit Super Mario Bros.
Dude,
so
and he's got the little sombrero and poncho on. The first thing I thought about, I was like, Super Mario freaking mystery mushroom, dude, like in Mario Maker. That was the first thing I thought when I saw that little 8-bit. Dude, that game looks freaking bonkers, man. It is, and a release date in October, which is a little surprising. October 27th.
Remember, Alex mentioned that. Alex was like, he could totally see it coming out in October.
It's so weird. It's like, I mean, I guess if it comes out, you want to get it out there, you know what I mean? You want to, get it out. But I don't know, it just seems like, I mean, it's late October, so it's not, it's not like all of a sudden you don't have a holiday game because it came out 2 weeks earlier, but God, I can't wait, dude. The impressions on the show floor, I was just on Radio Free Nintendo. We did a live podcast, and we had Johnny Metz and the boys out at E3, and it seemed pretty positive. Seems like Mario is the buzz of E3 right now. At least, obviously in the Nintendo booth. I think they said they had 60 demos of Odyssey, and it still was hours waits.
Yeah.
The hype is real, man. This game, now here's the question. This begs the question. Do you think this game, Super Mario Odyssey, has the power to dethrone Breath of the Wild as the best game of 2017? Now, I don't want to disclude other games, but as far as, let's just keep it in the realm of Nintendo, these are likely going to be the two top contenders for Game of the Year in Nintendo, probably overall, but I don't want to jump the gun because there are other games out there. But as far as Nintendo goes, do you think Mario has the chance to dethrone Zelda?
Oh, yeah. Oh, of course. Of course it has a chance. It's just seeing that trailer. I mean, seeing and then watching them play. This is everything that everyone has asked for. I mean, it is. This is the Mario game. Make Metroid Prime 4. Make a new Mario game that's like 60. It's like Sunshine 64. Don't make the same aesthetic. Oh, you don't want the same aesthetic? Okay. How about every freaking aesthetic there is ever and more? Like, with what it's just, yeah. I think that
Nintendo's killing it, man, right now.
I think that Breath of the Wild and Zelda and Mario Odyssey and Mario is very similar analogy. I think that it's taking it back and it's redefining it, and it looks absolutely incredible.
Oh, it's gonna be so good, dude. See, I think what it might benefit from is that by the time we get to that Game of the Year discussion, Zelda's going to be pretty, not, forgotten, obviously. It's a great game, one of the best.
DLC, man.
But, yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. In our minds, it's fresh. Like it came out 9 months ago, but if that DLC comes out and it's killer, it's going to just re-stoke that fire in everyone's love of Zelda. Oh, baby, I can't wait, dude. I am so pumped for everything Nintendo right now, dude. I guess we could...
I know, man.
I feel like we should have ended on Odyssey, but we got one more game to talk about that was shown.
Dude, I'm stoked about this one too.
Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga and Bowser's Minions. Now, this was not a very well kept secret. We sort of knew.
No, I mean, I think what's really cool, the Bowser's Minions was, I mean, we thought it was a DX, a new port for 3DS, and they showed this off as on the Treehouse, and I wrote another kind of a summary of what they showed on the site, but it has a new mode, a parallel story that goes along with it, like a huge story where you take control of Bowser's minions, and it's funny because it's kind of like Bowser's Inside Story, where you know how you have to half the time you're playing as Mario and Luigi, half the time you're playing as Bowser. Whereas this, I think it's gonna be kind of the same. You're playing as Mario and Luigi, and then it flips over where you're a captain, and you can be like Captain Goomba or like Captain Koopa or Boo. I think you can pick, and they have it's completely different. I think they're level based, but it's a different battle system with different mechanics, and you use captain points to command minions to do things, and it's really cool. I don't know if you get a chance, you should just check it out, because you like the Mario and Luigi games. Yeah. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of that part of the treehouse, but like the volume was down, and that was sort of when we were eating lunch. So I saw them showing off the Bowser's Minion mode, but I didn't really catch a good drift of what it was, aside from them sort of, driving home the point, like, hey, this is not just like a toss in, like, hey, we're added feature. Like, this is a fully fledged, thought game, kind of thing. But for me, this is a game that, did they give a release date for this?
October 6th, 2017.
October 6th. Yeah, so I have a feeling for me, this might fall to the wayside. Just because, I would love to go back and play this game. I love the Mario and Luigi games.
Yeah, I never finished this game.
See,
I never finished it.
Yeah, I haven't. I definitely finished it back in the day, but it was so long ago that at this point, it would probably be pretty close to a fresh game. You know what I mean? But
oh yeah, and I was gonna say, I think that one of the things is that made it so when I didn't finish it was because of kind of how the gameplay is very similar throughout, and I think they're like, okay, let's split it up with a cool new mode, and I think that is a very smart decision and could solve that issue. So
visually it looks nice. The upgrade.
It has, yeah, the graphics are the same sprites as the original, just upgraded with like 3D lighting and stuff like that.
And chat, So
I don't know if I'm too keen on them, to be honest, because the original one is absolutely gorgeous on Game Boy Advance because it's made for that screen, and this is all compressed on the screen. But I think it has a certain charm where it almost kind of turns it into like this Super Mario RPG, kind of, in that sense. But
yeah, I wish they had just.
And the writing is so funny.
I wish they had just gone like nicer, like kept the sprites and the pixel art like more, more faithful to the original, but just like nice, clearer, if that, you know what I mean, if that makes sense. Because
right.
The pixel art, they can make such beautiful pixel art nowadays, but it's time consuming, so I get why they don't, but yeah, I don't know, that for me, that this game is totally going to be what am I playing at that point in time, and do I have time to drop 20 hours into a remake kind of thing. But nevertheless, exciting. Like you said, it looks good. The new mode, like I said, I didn't catch too much of it, but you sound like you're pretty high on it, so it should be pretty fun.
Yes. So yeah, let's go through the lineup this year.
Yeah, a little tentative lineup month by month.
We're looking at like multiple games per month if you're including Switch and 3DS.
Yeah, I mean, just this week, by the time, I'm assuming we'll probably have this episode posted the day after E3 on Wednesday, so a day earlier than we normally do. So this Friday, the 16th, I believe, is the date. ARMS comes out. Very popular, or hopefully very popular, but a very promising game. And we also have Ever Oasis coming out this month, which is, great. Then July, right? What do we got for July? That's a packed month.
Yeah. Splatoon 2, ever heard of it? And Hey Pikmin and Miitopia. So, I mean, there's something for you there.
And the new 2DS XL.
I know. Now it's that new 2DS XL is making more and more sense.
Yep.
As the days go by.
Then in August, you've got Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. That game's going to be fun.
I'm sure that will be the push for that month.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I really think that game actually might do well.
Soon, man.
Yeah.
And I think, I think that it has a good shot. I think I'll be picking it up.
Oh, me, for sure. Faux show.
Yes, but then in September, we're getting Fire Emblem Warriors, possibly.
Yeah, that's we've got the Japanese date confirmed for that, but we're still waiting for the North American. But
then Metroid is coming out.
Who cares about Fire Emblem Warriors when you got a freaking new Metroid game coming out in the year 2017, baby? Woo!
I know. It's unbelievable. I can't believe it.
Then you got October, the month of Mario. You got Super Mario Odyssey and Mario and Luigi.
First up, you have Mario. Yeah, so Mario and Luigi is releasing on me and my wife's anniversary, October 6th. And, hey, Jill, happy anniversary.
I got
Here's
you.
Mario and Luigi.
The game you always wanted to watch me play.
But yeah, so you can play that through the month. And then on, was it 27th?
26th, I believe.
No, 27th.
27th, I believe.
Yeah, Odyssey comes out, baby. Odyssey, baby. And around this time, Skyrim could be coming out, but probably, I'm going to guess that's either in November or December. So let's move to November.
Yeah, I was thinking if Nintendo is publishing Skyrim and they don't really have like you said, these last 2 months are going to be more speculation based. No concrete evidence, release dates for any of these games. But yeah, if they're going to be publishing it and there is a hole in that November time frame, I feel like Skyrim could make sense. And also Rocket League could also make sense around that time. Obviously the big holiday games usually come out in November, so that could be a nice 1-2 punch from third parties, that in years past Nintendo would not have had.
Yes. It's just amazing.
And then bring us home here, Perry.
So yeah, Christmas time, December. We could be getting Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and we're getting the Zelda. We could be getting the Zelda DLC then too.
Yeah, those 4 games could probably be mixed and matched in those 2 months,
right.
But we should, regardless, that's 3 significant games, and even though one of them is like 10 years old and the other is like 3 years old, and then some DLC to a fantastic game, so.
Yeah, which that could be huge, and it could be the huge push for the holiday, which I think it probably will. You know what I mean? With the story
baby,
and stuff.
I can't wait, dude. I cannot wait.
I know. It's too much. I mean, in the next year, we already got Yoshi and the Kirby confirmed. And I mean,
and those could be games I could see coming out before E3 next year. So, yeah, man, the Switch and surprisingly the 3DS and sidebar, we didn't even include Etrian Odyssey 5, Radiant Historia, and Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey, which have all been announced for either late 2017 or early 2018 from Atlas for the 3DS. So those are three robust RPG experiences.
Robust. Yeah, I know. It's amazing. So
it's a good time to be a Nintendo fan, my friends. It is a good time.
How would you rate this year's E3?
Now, it's funny, like, I don't know if maybe it was just the being around a lot of people and not getting, having the headphones in and hearing every little detail, like, especially for that Metroid Prime 4, to hear that music. I don't know if that took away a little bit from it, but it was still pretty hyped up. I think you got to give it, I mean, if we're going at a 10...
I'm going to go first here.
Yeah.
I think it has to be a 10 out of 10. I'm sorry, but Metroid Prime 4 was announced. I know that it wasn't shown, but I don't care. Metroid Prime 4 was announced. And another real Metroid game was announced. I'm sorry. I just need to tell you, I don't know what could have possibly happened to, I don't know what my my scale is for what could make a 10, but it seems like those would be my first two, so I have to.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give it a 10. I go like 8.59ish. Like you said, for me, if they had shown any resemblance, not even gameplay, but just like a CG trailer, for me, what I really wanted to see from Metroid was like a panning up shot, maybe rotating around Samus, so you see her her boots up to her suit, up to her, and then boom, then that's when it dropped in. Metroid Prime 4 would have gotten me bananas. But regardless, we've got a pretty stacked up lineup for the rest of the year, and the early 2018 pickings are looking solid, as well as in the future with Pokemon and Metroid Prime 4. So, I think most people got to be pretty happy. I would have loved to have seen some Resident Evil or some Capcom loving for the Switch, but we didn't see that. Not a big deal because everything else looked pretty darn nice. So, I think overall you got to be pretty happy.
You have to be. And they definitely were the best part of E3.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Now, let's take a quick little breather, and then when we come back, we can see how bad you lost to me by.
All right.
Alrighty, and we are back, and we have all of our predictions from last week's episode.
Corey is in the house.
Corey is not quite in our house yet, but he will be in one of our houses before the week's end, because one of us will be dubbed the big fat loser. Now, to remind everyone, we had 3 different categories: bronze, silver, gold, and they are worth 1, 2, 3 points respectively. We had, 2, 4, 6, 8 predictions, 8 bronze predictions, 3 silver, and then 5 free-range gold predictions, which could have been anything. So let's get right on into it. Now, Corey... Oh, I called you Corey. That's weird. Perry. Oh, man. It's been a long day, dude. Could you be the official scorekeeper for me?
Freudian slip. Corey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Might as well call you Corey.
Yeah, because you're going to be in the house. Okay, so would you do the kind honor of tallying the points for me?
Sure.
Okay, so the first question was, when does Mario Odyssey release? And Alex picked November 17th. Perry picked November 17th, and I picked November 10th. The actual release date is October 27th, so by virtue of being the closest one, I get that 1 point. So I'm in the lead, as to be expected. What is the launch date of Xenoblade 2? Now, we did not get a launch date. We just got holiday 2017. So now I am willing to give that point to Alex because he picked December 8th. We both picked that it would be pushed back to the 2018. Now, here's the thing. Alex does not count towards our wager of playing Corey in the house. Now, do we want to have him separately and then, for instance, we would pick who was closer in this and I would get the points? Or do we want to just have him included and whatever the final tally comes out, it is what it is, and then whoever has the least amount of points between us will play Corey in the house? Do you want to just do it that way?
I think that's simpler.
Yeah.
That way we can just kind of just make a...
Plus, then I would get an extra point here and put you further in the hole.
Because you're earlier.
Yeah, no, that works. We'll just go one blanket score, and the loser of you and I will play.
Okay. Sounds good.
So the next question was, will Virtual Console be talked about? It was a unanimous big fat no, so we all get 1 point there.
All right.
Now, the next one was, how many times by name will the 3DS, family of consoles, be mentioned in the spotlight? And by our calculations, which is actually the calculations of Neil Ronahan, it was mentioned 0 times by name. So, Alex gets it because he picked 0. Perry, being a little overzealous.
The 3DS?
Yep.
The 3DS.
Yeah. The 3DS. And that would have been good for Perry because he picked 5. 5 times. I picked 1 in hopes that maybe during the Hyrule. Fire Emblem Warriors would have been mentioned, but no dice. Now, how many new games will be announced during the spotlight? Indies excluded. Alex?
Wait, did you...
Nope, I did not include.
Oh, sorry.
Yep.
Never mind. Yeah.
Alex picked 3. Perry picked a modest 2, and I picked 5. Now, the answer was 4. Now, how do we want to split this points up? Do we,
Okay.
We were going Price is Right rules, right, in this situation?
Yeah. Yep, we were. That was the thing, right? Because then...
Yep.
Yeah.
Book 1 for Casey.
What?
Now.
No, you picked 5.
Yeah, and it was 4. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah.
The Alex one.
Yeah, I was trying to trick you.
Alex is saving my hide.
Now, will we see Retro's new game? Alex and Perry both said no, and I said yes.
Yes.
Boom.
Oh, I'm so happy.
We did not
that.
obviously see Retro's new game. Now, the next
tied.
one. Yep. And Alex is running away with this thing. The next question was new hardware / bundle, in parentheses, Joy-Cons. We all said yes, and we were all wrong.
That's right.
Now,
so it doesn't make a difference.
The next question was, will Mario Cross Rabbids be at Nintendo Spotlight or Ubisoft's conference? Now, they were both. It was at both, but I think it's safe to say that it was...
No. We said where is it going to be primarily showcased.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think it was safe to say it was Ubisoft who showed that game off. So Perry and Casey get the point.
So that makes us for the bronze round. Yes, for the bronze round, it's Casey 3, Perry 3, Alex 5.
So now Corey in the house. Where will she go? All right. Now, let's remember, we're on to the silver predictions now, and these are worth 2 points each.
Yep.
Now, the first question was, will Metroid be announced? Alex and Perry both said no, and Casey says yes. Put it in the books, boys. Let's go. 2 points for me. I should get 4 because there was 2 Metroid games announced. But I'm gonna be modest and I'll take the 2.
Okay, thank you.
Now, will a new Animal Crossing game be announced that is not a mobile game? We all unanimously said yes, and once again we were all unanimously wrong. As no new Animal Crossing game, nor was the mobile game even mentioned. So, no Animal Crossing love. Now, the final silver question was how many third-party games will be coming to Switch, excluding indies that we did not know about. So that takes FIFA off the board, takes Skyrim off the board, it takes Rabbids off the board. How many more? Alex said one.
Does it take Rabbids off the board, though?
Yeah, because we knew about that.
I don't know. It was not officially announced.
Everyone and their brother knew about that one.
It doesn't make a difference, though. I'm just saying it wasn't officially announced, so I think we should include it. But since it doesn't make a difference because me and you
for Pride, we would catch up to Alex.
Well, didn't we pick wasn't there 2 announced? Rocket League and excluding indies.
Yep. So the only one was Starlink.
I'm pretty sure if you listen to our podcast, we said that we could count Rabbids.
Well, if you believe that, if that's what you
I
remember
do believe
better
that
than me,
because I remember talking about that.
Okay,
I really do.
Hey, no, that sounds good to me. Like I said, ultimately it's not a huge deal because Alex isn't part of the other bet.
Right.
But that would make 2. You and I both picked 2, and Alex picked 1. So put 2 points on the board for your boys, Casey and Perry.
Yeah, and so that at the end of the silver round comes to Casey at 7, Perry at 5, and Alex at 5.
Thank you, Metroid.
Oh man.
Now, I think what I'm going to go through here is these are the free range. These are all worth 3 points each. So what's going to happen here is I'm going to run through Alex's 5 predictions. We'll give him points based on that, and then I will alternate between you and I until we have a victor. So,
all right.
Alex's first prediction was Smash would be shown, and it would be Q1 or 2 in 2018. Smash was not shown, so therefore no points. Skyward Sword with No Motion Plus HD remake, swing and a miss. DKC 3, no dice.
Like Donkey Kong Country Returns 3.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pikmin 4, no dice. And confirmation of Dragon Quest XI coming to the West, swing and a miss. Take a seat on the bench, Alex. You got 0 points in the gold free range. No bueno.
It's okay, Al.
Yeah, that's okay. We can't all be me. Now, I'm going to alternate between you and me here. So, for starters, I said Smash 4 is released early next year featuring the Ice Climbers Inkling and either a combo of Springman and Ribbon Girl. No dice. So, big fat 0 for me as well. WarioWare 2017 for Perry. No dice. We are not doing well. No. I said Resident Evil 7 coming to the Switch 2017, and Capcom said, screw you, Casey. No points.
Mm-hmm. Play it on your dang PS4 where you already have it.
Yeah, play it where you already beat it once. You said no online, single-player, new IP.
For retro.
So no dice there either.
Yeah. Because
retro is they're too busy making barbecue.
Yep.
Now, my third one was Rocket League for the Switch. Put it in the books, boys. Crap. Ooh, that's 3. That's 3 points right there.
3.
You said Mario Party 11 with a two-player exclusive mode, if I remember correctly, right?
I'm sure it's coming, too.
Not today.
But, yeah.
And not in early 2018.
Nope.
Swing and a miss. My next one was Camelot is back with a Mario Golf Switch game, which no dice. Which is a damn shame. I think that will happen eventually. It might not be for a year or two, but I think we're going to get that. Your next game was Animal Crossing Co-op. And Nintendo said, no Animal Crossing for you, Perry. Otherwise, you might have won this one. Now, we're going into our final predictions, right? Our last ones each. And looking at it, there is no way you could win. You're going for pride with Alex here.
Yeah.
You guys are tied at 5. I'm sitting at a hefty 10. Now, we could, if you want, we could have played Perry and Alex versus Casey, and it'd still be a tie ball game. But that's neither here nor there. my last prediction: Animal Crossing Switch holiday all in. Let's go! Woo! No dice.
Nope.
Now let's see. Will Pikmin
Now-
pluckers pull them through?
No, that was Alex's thing. Pikmin Pluckers.
Dude, that was the best name ever. Now you said
okay. I'm trying to think if I can shoehorn this into being real.
let's see. You said
Okay, a little game talked about during the spotlight, displayed through Treehouse, Rocket League. I don't think that was on Treehouse. Technically, this could still come true tomorrow. E3's not done.
Well, here's the thing though. You said a little game talked about during the spotlight and then displayed through Treehouse.
Well, Rocket League.
Is that a little game?
Yeah, it's a little game. And is it retail or eShop?
I'd imagine that would be an eShop game, but
it's come to retail and other platforms.
I love that was part of your prediction. Is it retail or eShop? Like, you're covering all your grounds there, you know?
Yep. Well, I mean, no, but it's a question, and we're asking the question right now, so it's already coming true.
Oh, that is
Now,
so fun. I tell you what, I could see Rocket League having a pretty cool emphasis on HD Rumble.
Yeah.
But all I know is that's another big fat zero for you.
Yeah, it sure is.
But I'll leave the door open. If,
you should
if
give
they,
me a point for credit.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'll leave the door open. If they do come out of the woodwork and they talk about a little eShop game that with an emphasis on HD Rumble, I'll give you the 3 points. We'll amend the score that you beat Alex. But
as it stands,
you're picking up, dude. I'm gonna get you the link for Corey in the House after this.
I'm not gonna buy a new copy. I'm sorry.
Well, you're gonna need to get it. I mean,
No. I'm gonna buy it. I'm just gonna buy it used.
oh, of course, yeah. You could buy
Yeah.
just the cartridge for like $3 on eBay.
Yep.
But there you have it, boys.
Oh,
the
boy.
the first ever Talk Nintendo betting prediction special.
And I lost, just like I always lose, because Casey beats me at every game. Cue the thing. Casey is better at video games than me, and at all times, and no matter what he's doing.
Ski bop bop a day, kicking Perry's butt all day.
Jeez.
Now, no, it's funny. I also won the bet earlier with the NWR live stream at Neil's house. I'm
Amazing.
2-0 today, just like two Metroids,
and
baby.
You won the radio trivia with TYP.
Yeah, I'm a boss over here,
See,
boys.
you always win, except for when we play Mario Kart.
I don't know, man. I'm pretty sure there's evidence on Twitter showing you in second place.
I'm pretty sure I have legitimate evidence where I could screenshot how many times I beat you.
Not if we never play again.
Maybe I already took the screenshot.
Beat you at your own game. Well,
you want to play after we're done?
Maybe. Well, no, I will not let you take that screenshot.
Oh, Casey.
Alrighty, I think that's gonna bring us to a close. I mean, I think that was a pretty healthy episode.
Yeah.
I've a blast. It's been a long day for me, and I was like, man, I might be beat by the time it's over. But recording this episode, man, went by quick.
It sure did.
I think we talked some good stuff. I'm excited,
we have
man.
some good fodder for future episodes.
Yeah, I really hope that we get to come back next week and talk a little bit more about hopefully some things they're going to be talking about over the next couple days during the Treehouse.
Heck yeah.
And yeah, man.
So yeah, and before we go, we're excited. We're going to be bringing. We talked about it before. We're going to be bringing some YouTube content. So look out for that.
Yes. Oh, and also, if you were listening to this episode either on the 15th or the 16th of June 2017, we are giving away a copy of ARMS still. We will pick a winner on the 15th. Did I say 15th and 16th? I meant to say 14th and 15th. The giveaway ends on the 15th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We will select one random lucky winner. To enter, check over to our Twitter at Talk Nintendo Pod. That's Talk Nintendo POD. There is a like, retweet, follow picture up there, and then we want you to tweet at us your favorite E3 moment. Doesn't necessarily have to be from this year, but if you're coming late to the party on the entries and you want to throw in Metroid Prime 4, you know, that'll get you in the running, and we will be giving away a physical copy, North America. So make sure to check that out, and I think that's going to bring it to the end here.
That's right.
So we want to...
Can't believe it.
Yeah.
We're done with E3.
Well, not quite. But yeah,
I mean, you know what I'm saying.
The heavy lifting has been done.
But in the end, it's not just where you can take your game. It's where your game can take you. So let's go.
I'm ending right there. I think that should just be the end of it. So if you own a Sony PlayStation, you're going to be playing with just yourself. You loser. Thanks for getting me one, you big old bag of jerks. No.
To cool you down.
Woo!
But it's like...
But
okay.
all it's do is making me hot.
Okay, so right now... Yes. Okay.
Pauline is the freaking mayor of New Donk City, bruh. Corey is not quite in our house yet, but he will be in one of our houses before the week's end, because one of us will be dubbed the big fat loser. You loser. The big fat loser. You loser. The big fat loser. You big old bag of jerks. No. You loser.